You know what I mean, guys? So I'm recording now. So this is, I guess he's a team fighter, has unblockables, 400 million follow-up, saber, rapier, slash flintlock as feat, assassin hybrid. Okay, let's remember this. Let's enjoy the show.
And welcome, Warriors, and Happy New Year! How are you, Josh?
Happy freaking New Year, Lawrence. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so excited to do this hero reveal stream.
First den of the year. We're starting off strong. Let's go. Let's get into it.
This is amazing. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. We're back. We had an amazing TU1. We had an amazing first half of the season. Look at all the stuff we
have today armor variations.
That testing ground.
We have armor variations.
Dominion series stuff and very
BP's repost throwback. What is this? Blackbriar's repost throwback.
I love just hanging out on the battlefield, relaxing.
Nothing beats a good battlefield like a nice little relaxation time, little iced tea.
You just gotta, sometimes you just gotta take a minute off. And we've got even more stuff to launch.
You want it a little bit louder?
Again, the reason we're all here, the new hero release coming up soon.
So, I hope it's loud enough.
I'm very excited. January 27th is gonna be a massive.
It's gonna be a big day. It's gonna be a big day. But before we get too far into things, Josh, you want to talk a little about the Twitch drops we've got going on?
Yeah, first Twitch drops instance of the year. Before we get into it, make sure that your Ubisoft and Twitch accounts are linked so you can claim all of these awesome rewards. So for every 30 minutes of accumulated viewing time, you will receive one scavenger crate, and every 30 minutes of accumulated viewing time afterwards, you have a chance to win 100,000 steel. And if you can see the little special thing right there, you would get the new hero, an exclusive ornament, elite outfit, three scavenger crates, and a 7-day champion status. This will unlock on January 27th. So, and these are chances to win. These are not guarantees. So keep an eye out for your notifications for those awesome things. Also, we are doing this little special thing for our streamers. Once again, if you are one of the top 10 streamers at the end of February 3rd, you will receive 100,000 steel. You can buy a lot with that steel, or you can save it for a rainy day. It'll be yours to do whatever you want to with it. Also, if you are going to be watching some streamers play For Honor, go ahead and go into ones that have little drops going. You can see that for
you know what it means, guys. You know what it means.
Keep in mind to claim your reward once you get
8-hour streams.
That way you can build up the time for the next
24
one, and you can
hour streams
going through and grabbing all the stuff. Again, super excited to do Twitch drops.
Now the problem is
keep an eye out for your notifications. Let's do this.
It's gonna be an amazing time.
Wait, how do you call it again? I received today my third vaccination shot, so I don't know how long it takes for me to recover from that.
The team have been very hard at work creating
but I think I should be ready for that.
For Honor, we have many hundreds, plural, of gifts that we have been working on over the course of the past few months. Major shout out to Callum Mark and Brian Dixon from the community team for helping put these together. A lot of hours went into creating these. Again, hundreds of gifts for you to use. We will be sure to post the link to the Giphy page once it launches soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
You deflect just answer? Yeah, sure.
Peruse through the list of gifts and all that fun stuff because they're cool. Yeah.
They're really cool, honestly. I'm really excited to see the fruition of all this because it looks so good. Major shout out. One other thing I wanted to touch on real quick is the skill challenge series that we have going on with Marco YOLO. This is our 0 to Hero workout to help you improve skills that maybe you need to shore up on. You can jump around, check them all out over at our YouTube at youtube.com/Ubisoft Game Plan to kind of, work through what we've got going on there. It's a really useful tool in your arsenal. Feel free to hop on over and check that out. But now, got something really exciting to show you guys. This amazing bit of artwork. 1,000 hours went into this, thanks to our Leverity. It was a collaborative work. But I mean,
this
1,000
looks
hours
insane.
of
The fact that I
drawing.
can't draw stick figures and there
Howdy
are
doody,
individuals
I
out
am
there that
back.
can do stuff like this.
something like this is so cool.
I'm very
Oh, hello, Sky.
jealous. Like,
Thanks.
I couldn't even do like a portion of this. I'm very in awe of
Welcome
this
back,
entire piece. Again, just a ridiculous amount of hours and detail into each hero, to every aspect of this artwork. I'm very, very impressed. So definitely, round of applause.
Like seriously,
Can you that-
big ol' shout out to
Can you
everyone
get that as
involved in this, and
wallpaper?
big ol'
Yes,
shout
I
out to
think so.
our Leverity, for
I think
for
the artist
coordinating and putting
has
this all together. I
a
mean, just
Twitter page
super cool.
or Twitter account.
Oh, I love it. But we know why you're here. Who is the new hero?
It's not a Viking nor a samurai.
Maybe. We're going to talk a little about the TU2 and more coming up here with Jan and Nico. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
Oh, let's go! Straight into the action. Sneak peek.
Welcome back, Warriors, and a big welcome to Nico and Jan for being here today. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing just fine. Thank you very much for asking. Super stoked to get into what we have to talk about today. We got a little sneak peek for what's to come. Nico, dive into it. Tell us what's going on, man.
So yeah, big announcements today, right? And obviously the first big thing that we want to talk about is our new hero, our second new hero this year. The pirate, everybody has guessed it by now, I suppose, coming in those great ships. The one thing, though, that still remains to be revealed is what faction this pirate is going to be a part of. And surprise, surprise, she's not going to be a knight, a samurai,
Oh,
a hooli,
she?
or a Viking. Instead,
She?
she's an outlander. The pirate is going to be introducing a new group that is going to set things in motion for year 6. And
Wow,
yes,
now Ubisoft
Ferrari is
bamboozled
coming
us.
back for year 6 with new content, new journey, a lot of things, and we're super excited, super stoked about this year 6 because the Outlanders are going to be a huge element for us to sort of expand the world of Heath more. They're coming from beyond the land that we've been traditionally exploring, and so we're going to be using those Outlanders to explore different cultures, stronger themes, much more variety in terms of lore and assets that we bring to you guys.
Wow, that's really unexpected.
Absolutely awesome. I love the logo.
They
for
introduced
the,
a new
the
faction.
Outlanders. And
Isn't that cool?
And
The
I guess
Outlanders.
Jan, for you, let's go ahead and get into the narrative aspect of the Outlanders. Who are they? Why are they here? All of that fun stuff.
Right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's my first time being here. I'm glad to be part of it. So in the last season, Frozen Shores, we teased the arrival of a new hero who came aboard this big ship with red sails, and everybody was wondering who it was and what was going to happen. And now, finally,
But the funny thing is, we
the
only
heroes
have
stepped
one
off the
hero
boat
in the
deck,
Outlander
and they're
faction.
coming to eat more. So who are they? As Nico said, they're not Viking, they're not Wulin, they're not Knight or Samurai. They're the first of this new group we call the Outlanders. And the Outlanders, well, they're free adventurers and explorers. They're not a faction per se, but more of a group of warriors from different backgrounds and cultures. So the first hero of the group is the pirate, and as players will see, she's not interested in covenants or factions or any of that. What a pirate wants above all else is riches. Well, there's rum also, but that's besides the point. This quest, they're going on a quest for treasure, basically, and this quest for treasure, it leads to the unveiling of ancient relics And that's what's going to set year 6 in motion. It's going to unveil the secret past of Heathmore, and really it's going to unveil the Heathmore's Lost Horizons.
That description sends shivers down my spine. I'm very excited for
Right?
I'm very excited for the Outlanders. But Nico, let's go ahead and kick it back to you and kind of start talking about the content of year 6 and like what are some things that our players can expect once the season starts rolling up.
Sure. So to us, the big new elements that we're bringing in year 6 is going to be hero skins. What are hero skins? Well, they're a brand new customization element for traditional heroes. Think about these as brand new, ready-to-wear skins that will explore different kinds of identities for the traditional heroes you've grown, familiar with. So these skins, we are planning to bring one per season. They're going to be, each season one skin for one hero. So it's going to be something that we'll be building over time, and stay tuned to know which hero will get what kind of skin as we go along, the journey of year 6.
Wait, what?
On top of all
Skin?
of these cool skins, you can expect also a lot of
This is something
new
like
gameplay updates.
Rainbow Six Siege?
The game,
Like the,
is still,
legendary skins?
very unique. For Honor is this very unique combat game in the industry. So our commitment to maintaining and improving that experience is going to be driving us forward in year 6. So you can expect testing grounds coming in again
I think nothing
every season
against
to
those
bring in different core gameplay
Rainbow
updates,
Six Siege legendary
balancing
skins.
updates.
Since
On top
they're
of that,
actually really cool.
on the event front, the Covenant games are going to coming back. Throwback events also, along with new surprises that we'll be announcing as we go. And finally, two new heroes in year 6. But as we said, we're bringing the Outlanders along. We're going to need to grow their ranks. So these two new heroes are not going to be from traditional factions. They're going to be Outlanders. And this is how we're going to be increasing the diversity on our roster.
So
explore
overall,
different cultures and fight styles to
we can
really
expect
bring,
3
and expand the world
heroes
of Honor
on the
in year 6.
Outlander
So
faction.
that's what you can expect in year 6 Lost Horizons.
Thank you for all that amazing information, Nico and Ian, and thank you for being here on the Warriors Den today.
Sure. Thanks, Lawrence.
I mean, it makes
Thanks for having
sense
us.
since
So,
at one point
we
you
know
don't
you're
have
raring to go for year 6,
enough
but we
weapon
do have
types
ask
to
for a little bit of
represent
patience at the moment as
more
we
heroes
get
in one
everything
faction.
finalized and good to go. However, in the meantime, if you are interested, we should be dropping 2 links in chat, one for the year 6 article and one for the FAQ on the Outlanders. That should give you a little more insight into what we've got going on and coming up for the future. Year 6 launches on March 17th. And
March
trust me, we are
17th.
super excited to be able to share this amazing little bit of stuff we've got going on with you guys. On that note, thank you all so much for these amazing 5 years you've given us in For Honor. It's been just a pleasure working with this community. It's been wonderful having you guys around. I mean, the community, it builds this game up amazingly, and we love having you guys here. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here with us.
Oh yeah.
But we do have something
But
really important to show you guys.
Oh.
Something you've all been waiting for. So without further ado, the hero trailer for the
hero
pilot.
trailer.
Who am I, you ask? And who do I stand with? Covenants? Factions? You think too much. Look, I've got a good blade, a few tricks up my sleeve, and a nice crew. Call me an Outlander, if you like. Stop asking. More fighting, mate!
Dishonor! Oh!
Until we meet again. Get ready, because you're in for a wild
A
ride.
burning sword? Now I'm intrigued. So she uses her flintlock pistol. I don't know if it was in an execution.
What a sick trailer. I'm super excited for the Pirate Hero. And who better to talk about that with me than JC, Jeremy, and Ian. You are a new member to the Warriors Den. Welcome, fellas. How are you doing?
Pretty good. What about you?
Very good.
I'm doing very, very well. Again, that trailer was super awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about some of the things that are coming with the Pirate Hero. Let's talk about the general concept behind the pirate. She does have a shooty thing, which is a first for honor for a hero. So JC, why don't you go ahead and take us away?
Yeah. So as you said, it's the first time we have a character that has a pistol. That's kind of cool, right? So she has a cutlass and a pistol. It's also the first time that we have a character that has two completely distinct weapons. I think the closest we've had was Peacekeeper with like a sword and a dagger type of thing, but now it's really like two completely different weapons. It's pretty interesting. And it's also interesting to note that the character is locked to a single body type. So she's our little pirate, and she's pretty cool. As you see her wielding that cutlass and that pistol again, the way she plays is really interesting. Really mixes up the usage of the pistol and the cutlass constantly, uses them in combos, into fights, into a bunch of different things. So it's super, super cool. Feels really different. So I'm really excited for people to try it out. And there's also a couple of little surprises we have in store that we'll talk about a little bit later in regards to how she plays. I think it's pretty cool too that like it's clear that with the introduction of the Outlanders, that the samurai, the knights, the Vikings, the Woolen, all these people, they're not alone anymore, or never were actually. So it's kind of interesting to have that. And last but not least, people are going to be hyped with this hero. We're making sure that we have cosmetic rewards available through a free event pass that will launch with the launch of the hero. I know Jamie's going to talk a little bit more about cosmetics in a while, but it's pretty interesting. So I'm really, really hyped about the hero.
Me too. Now let's jump on over to the narrative side with Ian. I know you are, like I said, mentioned, you are new to the Warriors Den, but let's go ahead and start talking about the pirates. Let's talk about, or like the pirate hero. Let's talk about the Outlanders, and some like kind of the inspiration that that the pirate hero kind of takes inspiration from. By all means, go ahead and get the board.
Thank you very much. All right. So first and foremost, let's be clear: the pirates. They're not a faction per se. They're a group. They're seafarers, and they don't have a home save for their ship, and they don't have a family save for their crew. They're this tight unit. They found each other out on the seas in the past years, and they formed this strong bond under the leadership of their captain, Buyin. Buyin is our main pirate hero, and as some players previously guessed and theorized online, she was partly inspired by Zheng Yisao, also known as Qing Shi. Sorry if I messed up the pronunciation there a little bit, but she was a pirate queen from the early 1800s. So yeah, Buyin is the main pirate hero. She's of Chinese origin, but she is not a Wulin. When she was young, she lost her entire family in the Wulin Civil War, and because of this, she has no allegiance to the Wulin or to anyone else, really. She grew up as an orphan on the seas. She gained knowledge, skills, and a killer edge, all in the name of survival. She grew up alone, so along the way, she's picked up this crew of like-minded individuals. She gave them a home, and now they've arrived in Heathmore. And, you know, there might be bringing some mysterious relics along with them that will drive the narrative of Year 6 forward. So finally, Buyin and the Pirates, let's call them a subgroup of the Outlanders. In the same way that all thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs, all pirates are Outlanders, but not all Outlanders are pirates. The pirates are just the first hero of the Outlanders, and there is
You guys think they made this up because people made this speculation about this? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, a little tease.
The thing is, like, introducing something like an Outlander faction.
Interesting.
Opens so many
right,
possibilities. Like, you can actually throw, I don't know, a Greek hero now in the Outlander faction. Or
armor variations
an
and
Arab-
weapons. So let's go ahead and
Arab
take a look
hero.
at these.
Yes,
In the
absolutely.
Outlander
Hello everyone.
faction.
But on the art side,
No one can
like
complain.
Jan was saying, the pirate traveled a lot. So the first set is really focusing on that like backstory of the
Australian
character.
hero.
So she traveled a lot. She's looting stuff here and there across the world, and you will see there is some reference from the Chinese, yes, but also from the different culture that we have in our game. So really, it's not a mix and match, but you can see that there is some reference from all of the culture in the game. After that, the second set, we went with something a bit more formal, I would say. There is still different inspiration from different culture, but like you can see, it's a bit more formal, a bit more ornamentation on it. So that's what we went for the second set. And
What?
the third set, it's really a mix between the Viking
Guys, you have
and
to add
the
at
sea
least a
culture.
bandana
So
or
that's
a pirate
where
hat.
we went a bit crazy
Ah,
on the,
is
the
that a pirate hat?
fantasy.
Yeah,
You will find
that
a
is.
lot of pirate element on that set, and really that was the goal with this last one. So like you're seeing, each of them you have like two different versions of it. So once it's the coat that is on or off. Sometimes it's the bandana. Sometimes it's the hat. So there are small difference here and there. But the most important thing is really the fact that the team color and the alternative material are not applied at the same area. So it's going to give a lot of freedom for the player to customize their character how they want it to look like. So that's really awesome. One last thing is Andrew was mentioning to me that but not all of them, so not all of those visuals, but some of them, you will be able to apply the alternative material on the ending part of the hairs. So it's going to give a bit more freedom, once again.
Hair?
So for those of you who are a bit trendy and that you want to customize the hair of your pirate, you will be able to do it. So
you can make
with this release,
actually a
we're
blonde
having
pirate
14 different visuals
if you take
that will be released, and we
gold
will have
or
4
yellow
additional
material.
ones that will come later in the coming TUs.
Beautiful. I love a good pirate hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess also we have some pirate weapon variations to look at as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we have the weapons. Like GC said, we have the blade, the guard, and also the pistol. Those.
I really want to see how they
weapon is
design
called a
pistols now.
cutlass.
The flintlock pistol.
Once again, we're starting with very simple version. I would say the designs are, I wouldn't say basics, but like we're using more wood, rusty iron. And as we go more, we are going with some more exotic and some more fancy designs. So this time we're gonna have 4 basic weapon, 3 advanced, 3 heroic, 3 epic, and 5 legendary. So the more we go, the more we're trying to integrate some leather, also some gold, some silver, some jade. You will see there's also some paint here and there.
Oh, I like that
more
one.
Epic and legendary one, and really. Around the legendary one, you will start to see some sea monsters, some patterns also that are a bit more
I take it back.
more fancy.
I like this
I would
one.
say a bit more exotic. So really, it's a nice variety, I would say.
If I can just add really quickly, the design of these weapons combined with their names might reveal a little bit of the path.
Oh, come on, guys. Now it's
If
getting ridiculous.
players want to keep an eye out on the names, they could connect the dots and figure out where she's been and what she's been up to.
Ooh, you have been on the show once. You've already dropped 2 teasers for all types of things. I am here for it. One thing I wanted to mention is just like it makes sense for a lot of these weapons to have like rust on them or like water spots. They're out on the sea. They're fighting. They're doing all these things. So like having that little element just helps really bring things together that like all that much more. And it's brilliant. And then like look at that. That just looks brilliant. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing.
But there you have it. That is the narrative aspect of the Pirate
Okay,
Hero and the
to be honest,
Outlanders.
I would like to have
all in the
this
all
pistol
cosmetics
with
and
the
all
red
that fun
details
stuff.
and gold.
So gentlemen,
Or
thank you
maybe that
so
dragon
much
pistol.
for stopping by on
With
the show
a
and
simple
talking about TU2 a little bit, talking
cutlass
about Pirate Hero and all
design.
the little fun things that come with her. But JC, don't go anywhere because you and I actually have some gameplay to go over. Isn't that right?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Well,
just before we go, I just want to mention that this character is a huge effort, but it's really a collective effort. A lot of people are working on this from the Montreal team, but also from the Chengdu team. So really on the art side, the design side, the animation side, all of it. I want to say a huge congrats to the team because we're always trying to push the boundaries. And once again, I think we really succeed. So can't wait to see the player to enjoy that new character. But I'm pretty sure they will all really like it.
Congrats, everybody. That was amazing.
Absolutely. Hats off to everyone who worked on this.
Pirate hats off.
Oh no!
We need to have you on more often. But just as a reminder, folks, the Pirate Hero will be available on
That's
January
good. Thank you, by the way.
and there will be a 2-week period, and then the hero will be available for Steel. So
Thank
definitely
you
be
for
on
the
the
sub.
lookout for that. But with that being said, don't go anywhere. We're gonna get into the hero gameplay right after this. So we'll be right back.
Oh, gameplay finally. So, okay. Maybe she can temporarily buff her attack damage by, I don't know how to call it, by using that flame
Warriors,
damage
welcome
buff.
back to the show, and I am joined
Like Dark
by
Souls,
fan
flame
favorite,
weapon.
You love him.
Shit.
JC, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. So we just went over
He's
all
dealing
the
extra
the
fire
narrative stuff
damage.
for the new hero. We've talked about the inspiration, all that stuff. It's gameplay time.
Yeah.
You excited?
I'm really excited.
I'm really excited myself. So what we're actually gonna do something a little bit different. So usually what we'll do, we'll kind of have like a panel, and kind of just go over the videos and kind of talk over them. But instead, JC will actually be playing with Francis and going through the movesets, the feats, all that fun stuff, and then we'll come back
Yes,
here
please.
and we'll kind of talk about what we saw, any last minute thoughts, and then we'll kick it to the next segment.
Awesome.
But to start off, if you had to choose 3 words to describe the new hero, which ones would you choose?
So I'm gonna cheat here a little bit. Maybe a tiny bit more than 3 words, but let's get ahead. So first one is easy to play. So we really worked hard to make a hero that was accessible, right? So if you're playing with this pirate hero, you're gonna find that most of what you're wanting to do, like input-wise and stuff, is gonna work. We spent a lot of time on this to make sure the flow was good and it was easy to play. But also, not necessarily doesn't mean that because it's easy that it's that it doesn't have any depth. So the second thing I would like to go towards is more versatility. So we also tried to make a hero that was very versatile, which
I
means
like
that
that.
it's not about the amount of options that she has, but more something around the fact that she has a lot of different options available at all times. Generally, when you have a look at her fight kit, you'll notice that she has like dodge attacks and a bunch of different little things. But most of the time, you can branch out to any of her attacks from pretty much anything. So that's kind of interesting. We really wanted to make a hero that had a really interesting flow, but was really versatile within that flow and have a lot of different options depending on your situation. And last but not least is mobility. Being a pirate, we really wanted her to be mobile as well. That translates quite a bit with how far, what kind of range she has a lot in her chains, right? So as you'll see in the video where we'll be playing, she has an infinite chain that's a little bit different from what other heroes have. So that's going to be a cool thing there. But at the same time, you'll see that there's a lot of mobility there. So whenever she does like target swap or different attacks, she moves quite a bit in between. So you can use her in a group fight when your opponents are not like all bunched up and be able to go against multiple opponents and actually be able to hit them properly.
Absolutely awesome. So now this is the first.
But did that hurt team fight and hit properly?
Pistol. It's like a kind of like a flintlock. So what are like some other things that make her stand out, and make her unique for honor?
Yeah. So like you said, she has a pistol. So she's the first character that we have that has 2 wildly different weapons. Like we've had heroes before that had 2 weapons, but they're generally pretty similar. With her wielding a cutlass and a pistol,
PK,
it's a little
Shinobi.
bit different. She has a bunch of moves that end up using the pistol. Don't worry though, like we're not in a Shinobi type of situation where you can get shot constantly from off screen. that's out of the window there, but it should be good. Yeah, so she has that, and there's another little surprise that we have in store with her that I'll leave for in the video, but should be pretty interesting there.
I'm excited to get into the video. So again, just to recap, JC and Francis are gonna go through the Pirates' moveset, feats, all that fun stuff, and then we'll come back, do our last thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this segment. So without further ado, enjoy.
I mean,
all right. So hey everybody, welcome back. I'm GC. I'm here with Francis.
Hello.
Yeah. So we're gonna show you a bit how the pirate hero functions works. So like I spoke about before, there was like 3 main pillars we're using for this character. One of them was, which was that she's easy to play. So that translates for us in this case with having a rather small moveset, but ones that's quite effective. We also
Small
want her to be
moveset.
versatile,
Okay.
so you'll be able to see how that works being versatile in that she has a lot of depth. So even though her moveset is quite small, with a lot of her options, you have a lot of different attacks you can perform at a lot of different times, which is kind of interesting. It makes her very, very versatile. Maybe like you're gonna be in this situation I want to use this or that. So it's kind of interesting there. And we also want her to be mobile, which means that in a lot of cases she moves quite a bit when she performs her moves. That lets you like reach other opponents in group fights and stuff like that. So first, let's do the honorable thing here, Francis. Go. There we go. All right, so let's fight. So first off, her chains, rather simple. She has light into light.
undodgeable.
In any direction. You'll notice that second light there is undodgeable. She has light to heavy. You'll also notice that heavy is also armored. So that's kind of interesting there.
Okay.
And she can do heavy to light and heavy to heavy. So
Okay.
nothing too complicated, right? Pretty simple. We're good to go. The interesting thing the hero has is that after every single heavy attack, you can hit the guard break button and you're gonna get a pistol blast, which uses the pistol in her left hand. So if the heavy attack hits like this, the guard break button actually shoots
5
a
damage.
guaranteed shot. So that bullet is like if your heavy attack landed, the pistol blast of hers is always guaranteed. However, if the attack is blocked, we have this one that is dodgeable, right? So if Francis gets hit by it, you'll see we shoot the opponent in the stomach.
No.
But that attack is dodgeable, so that works quite well.
So it's
The other thing that's interesting to note is that the pistol blast itself initiates chains. So I can go into heavy, pistol blast, into heavy, to pistol blast, into light, for example, right? Which is pretty interesting. So that gives her a lot of an infinite chain that has to alternate between heavy and bash. The gunshot is considered, the pistol blast is considered to be a bash, so it's kind of interesting there. So that works quite well. The next thing we want to look out for is she also has an attack which is called Walk the Plank, which is performed by holding down on the left stick and pressing heavy. You can do that after any single attack, and it'll impale your opponent, and then there's multiple options out of it, right? So after a light, you can do this, impale your opponent, and you saw that I gave my opponent a little knee to the face there. So there's 3 different options to get out of it. So you can either do nothing, like this, like we said, knees, that wall splats. So if your opponent is
actually
close to a
useful
wall,
for ganks.
and get bumped into a wall, then
Since
you
it's
can
a
heavy after
long
to get
ass
more damage in.
pin
You
animation.
can also do press guard break here
So,
for a quick gunshot
for your partner,
to the face in this case.
You,
And what's also
you
interesting
initiate
here
with
is
your
that
chain,
gunshot also
then
initiates
go for the
chains. So
unblockable.
I can
Your
go
mate tries to confirm it.
gunshot,
If it's
do a heavy,
confirmed,
keep going, do all that kind of cool stuff. So like that flow there is really interesting.
and
It works
30
quite
damage
well.
for an
That book can be
unblockable
used
is
to gank.
decent.
It works really, really well. And last but not least, you can dodge out of it to avoid
Yeah,
other opponents.
okay.
So that's kind of like the gist of that attack. On top of that, we have Dodge
see.
Sword Heavy. Dodge Sword Heavy is the first time we do something like this. The move itself is rather slow, but it's unblockable and armored. So it's kind of
It's a
interesting that
spicy
you can
one,
do
right?
it. Sorry?
So it's a spicy one, right?
Yeah, it's really, really spicy. It's pretty interesting. And on top of that, to make sure that it works well, it also soft feints to guard break. And keen eyes will notice that it soft feints to the fast version of a guard break, the one that we usually use after a feint. So this way, you can go like that really, really quickly. That soft feint also applies to the walk the plank as well. So those are 2 soft feint that she has here. Helps you defeat opponents that try to dodge, that sort of stuff, and parry attempts as well. She also has side dodge heavy attacks. These are heavies.
10 damage.
So again, you can go into your pistol blast afterwards, like before. Pretty cool. And last but not least, we have her sprint attack, which is like this. Works well, has a big trajectory, kind of interesting. It also initiates chains and can go into pistol blast as well. And then her zone attack, which is, it's not the fastest one, but it also initiates chains. So you can go into your heavies, your lights.
Looks like 600, 700 milliseconds.
That
That's
works
all.
really, really well. And the last thing we want to showcase for the hero's moveset is that she can dodge cancel out of everything, kind of like what we have on Orochi.
Dodge cancel.
So after any attack, you can cancel the recovery with a dodge. Works on this as well. So what's interesting in this case is that, let's say I land a light, I can go into dodge for the heavy if I'd like to, or I can go into side dodge heavy, or I can go into this move here. I can do whatever I like, right? So it's pretty interesting how like she's really, really, really mobile and versatile, and that's what I meant. So after anything, whenever if you're in a group fight, if you're in a 1v1 or whatever happens, you have a lot of her options at your disposal after any attack that you land. So it's pretty interesting how she can go really wide, do a lot of different things, but still keep the pressure on opponents and be able to be a bit slippery. When I was talking about the range as well, we can see that those heavies go quite far.
Big forward movement.
And the same applies to a pistol blast, right? So again, the goal of this is to be able to between opponents, be able to reach them. Her attacks have quite nice trajectories. She can hit a lot of different people around her, so it works really well. Okay, so now let's just do a quick showcase of what kind of things she can do, right? So let's go a little bit nuts here.
Yeah, I have a grasp what she's capable of.
And with a little execution right there.
Perfect.
That looks really sick. Okay. See, so like even with this, what I find interesting is that I was able to chain a bunch of different things that normally I wouldn't be able to. I started with a light, and that whole chain ended up like completely destroying Francis. It works quite well, so it's pretty interesting. So that's about it for the moveset. So we're gonna move on to feats. Francis is gonna explain to us a little bit how the feats function. All right, so let's talk feats. Francis, you wanna run through the pirate's feats?
Yeah, for sure. So first feat for pirate is gonna be one called Armor Piercing Slug. So it's super simple. You're just gonna throw a bullet towards your enemy. When it hits, it's gonna do a defense debuff and deal direct damage. Pretty simple.
Yeah, let's look at it. So from neutral. Yep. So it's pretty interesting too, because that feat is.
I mean, it's just 10 damage, but it's hard to react.
One of the things that we didn't want to have. Like
and look at the cooldown.
At all times,
it's super short.
So
basically, you have it available on every fight.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So for feat 2, we have a feat called
maybe they changed the cooldown timing because it's just a practice session, but if it's really like that, you have it available on all fight, maybe 2 or 3 times in a fight.
It also has a really cool animation, so if you can do that one,
let's have a look.
Oh, 25 damage.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. So for feat 3, this one is
it's easy to dodge.
I think it's a really cool one. I don't think we have something like that in the game right now. It's called Trick Shot, and it's basically a projectile that will bounce on contact to another close target. And that feat can bounce up to 3 times, considering the the initial target. It's a 4 attack if all the enemies are in the vicinity. So we can showcase that one.
All right. So let's look. So I'm gonna shoot it at the Yorm here. Courtesy of Benjamin, that you guys know from the Warriors and a bunch of times. So it's pretty interesting, right? The bullet hit the Yorm and then bounced to the Kyoshin, dealt damage, and applied bleed as well?
Right? Exactly. So it's also worth noting that this may sound like super strong, but you can also dodge it at any point to stop the ricochet from happening, right?
Okay.
So if you can do it again.
Yeah, I can't right now because it's still on cooldown, but we'll do it. It's okay. So what's interesting there is how many targets can it hit?
So it's 4 targets, right?
Wall, so initial blast, and then 3 bounces.
The first target. So basically, just keep in mind that it's a 4-target attack. But at any point, right, if you're dodging, you're just gonna stop the ricochet from happening. To other targets nearby.
Can it hit minions? Can it do any of that
It
stuff?
can't hit minions. It can hit yourself or other allies, but it won't bounce or ricochet from an ally or whatnot. It can hit the king in breach.
Can't wait to get team attacked by that.
Okay. All right. All right. So what about feat 4?
So feat 4 is called Gunpowder Surprise. It's I mean, I'm just gonna let you showcase it.
Yeah.
Just because it looks super cool.
All right. So let's go.
Oh.
So yeah, so this is basically
Big
Jormungandr's
big
tier
knockback.
4, but shootable, right? You don't get the armor from, the Jormungandr. This can also hit the pirates, so you want to be sure to use it in a more strategic way than just using it when you're inside of the AoE to hit yourself. It will also bump your allies, and it also deals damage to whoever's in there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So
Is your feat still in cooldown?
my 4th one is in cooldown, but I can do my 3rd one again if you like.
But the thing is, I don't know.
Try it just to see.
So,
Oh, and the knockdown.
And I didn't dodge, so bloopers, I guess.
it's all good. Okay, so so I when I was introducing the heroes, and
Would
stuff,
also
I
see
noticed
like to
that,
see
I actually said it,
the other
that we
feats,
have a little surprise in store for players with
like not the
pirates feat. So can
not
you
the
tell us
unique ones.
A little bit more about it.
Yeah, I think this is something we're pretty proud of. It's not a new tech per se, but it's something that's been incorporated into the whole hero. What you're going to be able to do with this character is at any point when you're able to use your pistol blast, you can just use a feat instead, just to swap it out. You say, I don't want to use pistol blast, I want to use my trick shot, and maybe hit the first target and then hit the other targets to protect yourself. It's all doable with this tech.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, anytime I use a pistol blast, so basically if I do this, right? So instead of that
you're
pistol
going to be
blast,
able to use the feat.
I can use my feet. Okay, so that's pretty cool.
Yep, exactly.
So let's see what it looks like, right? So I'm going to be on you. I'm going to throw a heavy, and then
But
I'm gonna
can
go
you
to the feet
can you
instead of
dodge it?
doing Pistol blast.
Exactly.
Oh wow. Okay, that works quite well. Can we do it to feet 2 and 4, right? Because they're not gunshots.
So we can even use them with feet 2 and 4. The only difference is it's not quote unquote guaranteed.
Okay.
If you're hitting, right?
So let me give it a shot.
Yeah. So here I could have dodged and
You could
rolled
have dodged
away
it,
or whatnot, but you can still use it in chain, which is
Yeah, it's easy to dodge.
I think too.
probably
What's interesting as well is I can
It
target
looks
swap them, right?
at
So
the
I'm
beginning
gonna be on
very strong,
here.
but if you get used to
I'm
it, and
gonna
you
do
see, of course,
heavy
in
target
team
swap, and
fight
then I'm
what
gonna go into
feats
my
are
feet
available,
3.
and at one point you will, of course, expect it.
Oh wow. Okay. This is actually pretty interesting, right? Like it feels quite strong. I can go into my feet 4 as well. We can showcase it. It's dodgeable still, right? So you can go. See, so it hit me, bounced me, hit me, dealt a little bit of damage to me as well.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Not great, but it looks cool. I guess so.
Is there a
And
little
the thing
twist to
is,
those feats?
like the only strong feat
That's already,
so
that's already
far
pretty cool tech, right?
Yeah.
really
okay.
is
Tell me about
feat
that.
1
Yeah. So
and
what's
feat
interesting
3.
also I find with these feats is that not only
Like
can you
feat
use them in
1
your
only
chain,
deals 10
they
damage,
also
but
initiate
it's
chains,
it's
just
an
like
armor
the pistol
reduction,
blast,
right? So he takes
So I
additional
can go
damage on hits.
Heavy into feet into heavy again afterwards.
So
Which is super interesting because not
27
only, like, we have
damage.
feats that not only we can use in chains, we've
With
had
debuff.
it a little bit. Little unknown tech Hitoki can actually chain into her 4th feet after pretty much every single attack. It's just not very well known or used. But this is the first time that we actually put it as a big part of a character's fight kit, being able to do that sort of stuff. So it's kind of interesting, right? So I can go like this, like that. That's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be great to see, how like all the plays the pirates are gonna be able to do. Maybe we're gonna sit on social medias. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that should be super interesting.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
so one last thing I want to showcase real quick.
Damage seems pretty high out
I
of it,
haven't really seen much. Is that so? Before when I was showcasing the pirates pistol blast, so you have this guaranteed pistol blast after a heavy, right? So what happens if you want to target swap? So this is the first time we've also done this, which is if you stay on the same target and your heavy attack hits and you press guard break, the hit is going to be guaranteed on your main target. However, if you target swap, instead of keeping on your target and doing a guaranteed hit on that target, you're actually able to do target swap and go into the other pistol blast like this, right? So this is pretty interesting also because that we really wanted the character to be able to weave in between opponents quite a bit in group fights. That gunshot, the pistol blast is like 500 milliseconds, so it's super quick. It's hard to react to in group fights, so you really need to be aware when you're fighting her, when you're outnumbering her, to be able to fight well and to be aware of what can become. So,
they always have this.
The pirate hero.
The funny thing is, they have always
the regularly scheduled programming.
The idea in mind to be good in 1v1 or team fights. But in the end, it's always good for gankers, man.
You and Francis kind of walking through all
Look at Kyoshin.
That's cool. So, before we wrap up,
Kyoshin is actually supposed to be an anti-ganker, I guess. So that's what. But he's actually one of the best ganker at the moment.
Transition to playing the pirate hero a lot easier.
Yeah. So we've really built this hero so that she would have a bunch of little parts from a bunch of different characters that could work well. You can transition from. One of them is Peacekeeper. If you're used to playing Peacekeeper, you have the deep gouges. Whenever you land a heavy, you can do that quick dagger thing. So the pirate hero has the same with her guns, with her pistols. So that's pretty strong. Also, if you play Zanhu quite a bit, you'll be familiar with the dodge cancels, being able to cancel all your recoveries into dodges to give yourself more mobility, a bit better, like a mix of options as well. So that's pretty strong. If you're familiar with Gladiator, she has a similar thing to his Skewer, where she can impale her opponents, do like a bunch of them follow-ups, help in ganks. So generally, if you know these three heroes, you should be good to go. She has, like I said, a bit of everything, so it's kind of interesting there.
And since she's such a versatile hero, how would you say that she would fit inside like a team comp? And like this is, just whether it's regular gameplay, esports, stuff like that.
Yeah. So generally, like, we view her as a kind of a jack of all trades, master of none type of thing, where she can do she can do a lot of different. She has a lot of different options. She can compete in a lot of different spots. But generally, we also try to push her more towards what we have at the super high level, which is a lot of like group fights. So she has a lot of tools to compete in group fights. So that's quite good. Yeah, whether you're outnumbered or you're outnumbering. With all of her different tools, the feed cancels definitely help in this regard.
That's true.
It's one of the few heroes that can actually do something with hitting a character one way and then be able to hit somebody else that's further apart in a group fight that's trying to attack you, that's trying to stay maybe a little bit out of your range.
That's true.
So those are kind of really interesting
and team
things
fights,
that she has,
the dodge,
that work quite well. So
the dodge recoveries
I would really see her
good enough, I think.
Like in a lot of group fight focused compositions.
But the small bashes also.
Beautiful, versatile indeed. I'm
bashes and the pins.
For the Pirate Hero, and for everyone, just as a reminder,
helps a lot.
Pirate Hero will be available January 27th. So definitely go ahead and update the game, get your time in with the hero. JC and Francis,
so I still don't know what she is now. Is she a Vanguard?
Going through that video and
is she a heavy
all of the
or hybrid
awesome stuff for the Pirate Hero? But Warriors, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
All right.
Cosmetics and in-game realizations, nice. I think she's a hybrid, yeah, I guess.
Warriors, welcome back, and I am joined once again with Jeremy. Why did I say why? Hi, Jeremy, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good, and you?
I'm doing pretty well. So we're gonna we're gonna talk about some of the cosmetics that are coming with
funny
the
things.
launch of the
The
new
best
hero.
perks you can have in the game are actually heavy
cosmetics.
perks
This will be
and
running
hybrid
from
perks.
January 27th to February 17th.
So if she's a
it's
hybrid, that's also
time-limited
fine.
thing, and we've got a free event pass. We've got a battle outfit
Especially
here.
when she
Got
has
riches.
how it's called again, the
We
perk.
also will have a mood effect called Riches of the Deep,
Rapid
as you
refresh,
see
I think.
right here.
Every time when you get
Hanging out
a
with
kill
his
or kill
hot-
assist,
hot treasure, as I mentioned earlier.
or let's say a takedown,
And then we also have an ornament
you
that,
reduce
will
the
be
cooldowns
as
of
well,
your active
called Mutinous
feats
Riches,
by
very
5%, I think.
swashbuckly. Very.
This is only
pirate-
available for
is that-
hybrids.
Is that an eye patch on the skull there? I think.
And she has
It is.
4
Yeah,
active
yeah,
feats.
you have to have the classic,
Four.
the classic eye patch. So yeah, these were all things that will be available from January 27th through February.
And of course, Remedy is
17th.
really nice.
But let's talk about some of the other things that that'll be coming with TU2. Of course, we always do like a menu kind of rollout. So why don't you go ahead and take the floor, Jeremy, and kind of talk to us about these things.
Absolutely. So by this time we're going, it's still in winter. In this studio, we're still in winter, but with the arrival of the parrot in the universe, we went a bit crazy with the Aurora Borealis. So like you can see, it was present in the main menu. It is also in the face-off. It is also in the landing page. And really you can see it's going to be all across the platform. For the world map, previously we could see that something was coming near the land. But now with the clouds that are gone, we can clearly see that, okay, it's the boat, it's the parrot that are coming, and they are even reaching the land. So yeah, the parrots are here to stay, I would say. And then we have the mood board. Obviously, those were the inspiration for the realization we did in the map, but also in the menu. So what we're going to see right away, we started from those images to come up with this result. So the action is taking place in Arbor. Like you can see, it's on a night, like a mood. There's some snow, obviously. The parrot boat is really near the action now. Like you can see, the Aurora Borealis is all across the map. So wherever you are in the map, you will see the Aurora Borealis. Some parrots here and there that are hanging out, screaming stuff to the player. Here we can see the market that has been revised as well, with some parrots minion here and there. Here, and this is the amazing landscape that we can see with the boat and the sky. During this TU, we will have those new minions. So we're
Did you change something with the microphone?
The previous parrot minion that we had the TU before, but we're adding this one. So one side we're gonna have those visual, and in the other side it's gonna be a rotation that's gonna be for the three other visuals. So it's another parrot minion added to the list.
Beautiful, awesome. Everything looks super sick. And then we also have some armor variations for already existing heroes, very pirate themed stuff.
Absolutely. So yes, we have a new character, but we're not forgetting our other character this time. So we have really new designs for them. Like you can see, those are obviously with pirate related design. I would say there is a lot of materials, a lot of tattoos that have some exotic patterns, but compared to the previous batch, you will see that they are slightly more chaotic. I would say they are really badass. So that's why it's a bit more
I like actually Tiandi arm pieces.
Like you can see, and even some of the characters,
not
all of them, but some of them, you will see that they have one blind eye. So obviously it's a
like many Tiandi arm pieces are
as well.
So
I wanted to say a huge
how can I describe them? Over decorated.
Worked on them, who designed them. So once again, we succeed to have some amazing content, and the player will be really happy to receive all of them.
I'm excited to see them all. We're actually going to go ahead and roll a video kind of showing like all of the armor variations. And after that, we'll be right back to talk about some improvement to materials. So enjoy the video and then don't go anywhere.
Improvement to some materials.
Perfect.
I hope they're changing some color patterns or color materials. Some of the materials doesn't even look like metal. Lawbringer always gets the best trip, okay? Look at the helmet. Ooh, metal armor. Oh, Berserker with a clear face? I mean... Jormungandr's no hero. He has a face mask.
And welcome back, Warriors. Here with me today to talk about some of the improvements that we're going to be making to our
director
material coloration stuff is Matthew. Welcome to the Warriors Den, Matthew.
Thank you. Always glad to be back. It's been a year or two, I believe, but always happy to come back.
But we're always happy to have you on, man. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I'm here to talk about some more technical stuff yet again, but it won't be classes this time around. So the gist of what's happening is that we've done some improvements to the way that the material system works. However, explaining what those improvements were, even to the team, proved kind of difficult because nobody quite understands. Like, the color theory behind all of this stuff is kind of complicated.
Okay.
So we figured, like, since we're releasing this improvement anyway, we may as well kind of like talk to the players about what it is. It actually isn't that difficult. It just sounds really complicated on paper. So I figured we'd, discuss this directly on the Warriors Den.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it, man.
Sounds good. So here's the thing. We're going to be talking about the way that colors blend. Now, this is a masterclass in color. It is not. We're just going to be, surfing over stuff. But the important part to understand is that there are different ways how colors can blend. What we're seeing here is the classic blending of RGB colors that gives you white. It's additive color mixing. Is what you see in old video game puzzles, or even when you're choosing your hair color and when you're editing a character or whatever. It's just, your red, your blue, your green mixing together gives you white. But it's not the only type of color mixing you can have. There's a bunch of different ways how colors can interact. If you grab some paint and you put it all together, you don't end up with white paint. You end up with this grayish brown sludge, So we have our own way how to interact with colorations with the way that the alternate materials work. And yep, this is it. It's the old coloration method. Essentially, the way that it worked is that whatever was gray, or as much as gray as possible, would pick up the alternate material color. And as you get away from gray, you start mixing less and less. And it is a very efficient way to do it. But the problem is that it's assuming that the alternate material color that you're putting on top of yourself is gray. It's great for armors, like for our knights, but when you start adding it on wood or adding it on
I get it now. I get it now. Samurais, especially.
Starts acting funky because that stuff isn't gray. It's brown, or it's whatever color was underneath. And a lot of our alternate armor sets also have different coloration, and even our armors, they're not actually all that.
If you try to apply red on leather, It doesn't really look like red.
There's some red in there.
It becomes
and it's
something
causing
like brown.
the coloration to look weird. Yep. So here we see the old coloration method that if you apply our colors on stuff that's not gray, see we have some green here that's showing up yellow because of background coloration. Or if we put some blue there, you end up with some pink. Doesn't look right, and that's why the alternate materials always didn't quite look right most of the time. You would choose a particular color, and unless the color was really bright, really saturated, and it would just drown those changes, you would end up with like slight discoloration that didn't look quite right. And not only that, it would cause us from not being able to use colors that were, more grayish because, the method mixed gray, so it wasn't working well. So we decided to go with a new method. The new coloration method, what it does is it essentially removes all the coloration before we slap our alternate material on it. We're desaturating the armor or the mesh or whatever's underneath before putting our color in there, so that instead of having some blue here that's giving us some pink, you just end up with blue. It's a slightly more complicated way how to see a coloration method. It required us to mix our colors using tints and stuff instead of using classic RGB, but it gives us a lot of power, and it permits us in this improvement to get the exact coloration that we want on our armor parts instead of having an approximate kind of color. This change is entirely retroactive, so everybody should look better all of a sudden that's using alternate materials. We can see some examples of that right up here right now.
Oh yeah.
Everything that's
so basically what they have done is
that are more muted, more close to gray, are the ones that'll see the most benefits.
Using new colors.
This change is also going to permit us to make some of the colors that are not as
material
blasted,
more
super saturated, and go with more natural colors that will mix better on our armors, rather than go with like full white and full pink and full go with some nicer, more muted colors that'll work better on all of our characters instead of just working on knights. No, nice, they work pretty well already because, the armor was pretty close to gray, but some not as much. Mostly, Vikings and Samurais are going to benefit from it, but you do also have some knight changes. You see it right here, like the plates are going from red to blue.
Also, what I want to wish to have different color patterns.
Fantastic,
or how do you call that?
Matthew, thank you so much for giving such a
every time you have to use a pattern of 3 colors, but actually I want only 1 color to dye 1 piece of armor with 1 color.
These changes are set to go live on the 27th with the new hero launch, I believe. And so, man, thanks so much for coming on and educating us about all of this stuff.
It's always a pleasure to do that stuff. I know that there's a lot of fans that always enjoy understanding the more technical aspects of what's going down with this stuff. So always ready and willing to feed that stuff to them because I like doing it and it's interesting.
It's definitely really interesting. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for being here to do that. Amazing stuff. So yeah, guys, we're gonna kick it over to the Dominion series here in a second, so don't go anywhere.
Alright, that's the last part. The death stream, and I think also my dog has enough attention. Whoa! So.
And welcome back, Warriors, and welcome to you, Clarissa. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Clarissa.
Pleasure, as always. I'm doing great, other than, being cold and frozen. Not because of the shores, but because it's in Montreal. Sorry.
Okay, be right back.
I don't know. I'm sorry, chat. But you know how I am with these jokes. Anyways, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for asking. Dominion series. That's what we're here for. We just had our last chance qualifier on the 15th. Clarissa, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so just a quick reminder, stage 4. We're in the final stage of the Dominion Series 2021, and like Lawrence said, last chance qualifiers happened this past Saturday. Yes, January 15th. And it was really awesome. There was no official broadcast, but huge shout out to the For Honor Discord Dojo for streaming the EU bracket and for Norgaz who streamed the NA bracket. So definitely check out their Twitch to see the VODs and all of the fun stuff. So let's quickly get into the brackets. We'll start with the EU. So for EU,
Buy
there were
some
12
snackies
teams
for the goods of Bois.
participating.
3.
And the winner of this is Tylenol and Friends. And they took it over Extra Cool Gachiers, ECG. So a quick note is Tylenol and Friends are actually Homeless Shelter Squad from the Stage 3 Major, minus Setmix. So it was so these two teams were pretty much the ones that were favored to win. But Tylenol and Friends they really showed their, I guess, dominance, if you want to say. They're very strong.
Thank you very much.
We thought the games would be really close, but like just from game 1 in the grand finals, they had like a over 500-point lead. And actually in game 1, only one person dropped 1 death. No one else died. So really cool. Definitely check out the VOD at the For Honor Discord Dojo Twitch. So congratulations to Tylenol and Friends. And now we're going to go into the NA bracket, which, I don't know what to say about this one. You know, Guidance Gaming was the favored team to win, but it was actually Better Than You. And Better Than You is a brand new team consisting of Mio, Flop, Jarl, and Tetsu. Tetsu was actually on Virtue. Virtue was the team that competed in the Stage 2 Major, but the other folks are new. They're actually from console. So it's really refreshing to have new blood come in and take it over Guidance Gaming and just really show why they deserve their spot in the championship finals. So I don't know what else to say other than you should check out the VOD from Norgaz, especially the winner's interview, where Better Than You did talk about how much they practiced. They grinded 2s, they grinded 4s, they focused on the LCQ. They actually weren't even 100%. 2 of their teammates were a bit sick. So I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table in the championship finals. So congratulations again to our 2 winners.
Woo!
And there's also one more thing that we wanted to show. It's a clip from the EU bracket from the grand finals. Just an inspiration for y'all folks who have the rocking chair emote and how to kill or end your match in style.
I love that. I love that so much.
Right?
Oh man.
Just like everyone's sitting in the rocking chair, surrounding the last person. Chilling.
No.
Anyways, we love these kind of content. And it was great that it was shown in the LCQ. So hopefully we see more in the championship finals.
I really hope so. That was all of the rocking chairs. I love it.
So for the championship finals, here are the qualified teams. Just a quick reminder that the top 3 point earners on the leaderboard are already automatically qualified. And the last spot, the 4th spot, was determined at the LCQ. So it's really interesting because in the NA team, we do have 2 teams that have never competed in the majors before, Black Jackals, who showed a huge display of, a really great performance in Stage 3. I was going to say Stage 4, but we're in Stage 4 right now. But in Stage 3, and then Better Than You, just showing up in the LCQ and taking the last spot. And then for the EU teams, it's pretty much the same teams that we've been seeing in the previous majors. But something that's really cool about this year was each season or each stage, the meta has changed. And, this meta for Stage 4, because we had Shinobi going to testing grounds, now put into live. Shinobi has been played much more in this stage, but we'll see what happens for the championship finals if there are any more other changes happening.
Sure.
Yeah, and
also
on the
new
note
heroes
of
going to be
Shinobi,
introduced.
We do have a live patch that's going to be going up on the 27th for Shinobi. So Shinobi went from testing ground, we just got him in live, and now
Changes
we're
to
taking,
Shinobi?
taking some time to nerf based on overperformance. Things that we've been seeing. Firstly, we're going to take the front/side dodge kick and make it punishable on a miss. Reduce the window of opportunity to enter backflip so that Shinobi is not able to notice the opponent's actions and actively react in time to the backflip when necessary.
I can play Shinobi again.
Nerf stamina cost of certain moves to make Shinobi a little slower on the combat output, and introduce some moments where
it's actually ridiculous
really think, like,
how his stamina consumption is.
Lastly,
like you can basically throw
stars so that Shinobis
6
aren't comboing it into the front dodge kick. So hopefully that'll alleviate some of that overperformance that we were kind of talking about and seeing. But yeah, just wanted to get that housekeeping out of the way. The patch note article is going to go live
I have to change
on
my
the
pants
27th
now.
as well. So you'll be able to hop on over to the For Honor website and check out all of the changes in depth, just so you can get a better lay of the land of what we're doing here. But yeah, no, thank you, Clarissa, so much for being here. It is always a pleasure to have you on, and it's always a pleasure to have the Dominion series. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks for having me. And just a small quick reminder for y'all to tune in to the championship finals so we can watch who will be crowned the For Honor champions of the Dominion Series 2021, plus exclusive rewards. It's going to be fun.
Stuff. Amazing. Thank you once again, Clarissa, for being here with us. Yeah, we're about to kick it over to this outro, Warrior, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
Outro. Okay, maybe we see something like a roadmap. Who knows?
What an amazing show we had. Let's go over a little bit of everything we just covered. We have the Pirate Hero. We have a new group, the Outlanders. We are coming back for year 6. We covered alternate material improvements. We covered the Dominion series. There's so much content to go through. Super excited. Can't wait to share all of this with you when starting with the Pirate launching on the 27th. Coming up, we've got even more stuff. So we've got the For Honor 5th anniversary celebration and Valentine's Day celebration coming up on February 10th to February 17th. Got a little surprise if you signed in during that time period, so don't forget to come and join us during that time. We've got some more events coming up. We've got the Covenant Games, Horko's Masquerade, which is going to run from February 17th to February 24th. Amazing stuff. Huh?
I was saying I was excited for this.
Oh yeah, dude! No, amazing.
Oh, okay. Now you were doing it.
Post event running from March 3rd to March.
Oh, I cannot
10th.
even remember Black Brass repost throwback
on
event.
that note, Josh, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, so who likes For Honor music? I know a lot of you do. I've seen a lot of threads just asking, hey, how can we find some of the For Honor music specifically for the Year of the Covenant's Year 5? And I'm pleased to announce that we have that for you now. The amazing composer Luc St. Pierre has an album out of the For Honor music, and you can get this on every music streaming platform that you could find. You got Spotify, YouTube Music, Tidal. If you want to use the music in an Instagram reel or on TikTok, if that's what you want to do, we will have that available at a later date. I'm a massive music fan. I'm a musician myself, so I definitely appreciate when we kind of get to do something like this, kind of give the music back and kind of be like, hey, listen to it while you're, I don't know, working out or something. I don't know, but just use it. I love this. This is awesome. Also, we have a challenge, Warrior Challenge. Be the faction with the most matches completed of any type. Again, this can be Dominion, this can be duels, this can be literally any match type. This runs from January 24th, and yeah, and we got some. Is that an illustrious outfit that I see there, Lawrence?
That is. It's Soulless Sailor. Ooh, it's fun stuff.
I'm loving the Rattle Me Bones vibe.
Soulless Sailor for 20,000 steel.
That looks awesome. I love the glowing eyes. It's always a staple. But also, land ho! If you want to be a warrior and spot out that hot treasure on the other end of the map, you can do that with the emote. This runs for 5,000 steel. I like it a lot.
Available now?
And there you have it, folks. That is our show. New hero, Pirate, coming out January 27th next week. We are super excited. Definitely go ahead and get your, I guess, time in with the hero. There will be a 2-week exclusivity period before the hero is available in Steel. But, you know, definitely share your thoughts once you get the hero. Year 6 is happening. So much stuff is going on. We have tons of articles over on our website. You can go ahead and check out to get even more details. Again, thank you all for joining us today, and we will catch you in the next 10. See you.
Later.
So, is that it? Oh, wait. New illustrious outfit. Ah, yeah. So, I can turn down the volume. Overall, I would say really cool changes coming to For Honor next week. So, yeah, that's it basically. So, basically, I was so wrong. Like, for me, in my head, a pirate? Come on, it has to be an assassin. Or at least hybrid. Maybe I'm not totally wrong. I would guess it's a hybrid. So, hybrid, boom. It's a cutlass. Or how do you type cutlass like this? Flintlock as feet, that's true. Also in chain, but let's be honest, the flintlock, the pistol in chain did how much damage? 5 damage or 15 damage? Or maybe 14 damage? I'm not sure. So, also in chain. Not that wrong. Not that wrong. So, unblockables, yes. I'm kind of disappointed, no 400 milliseconds follow-ups, but we're still staying with that part. Like, I was hoping for 400 millisecond follow-ups, since it's a cutlass, so you can swing it around like a decent weapon. But yeah, I guess that's not a thing. So, so far, and duelist, yeah, she will do well in duels, I guess. But she's basically everything again, like the guy said on the dev stream. She's very versatile. Like, you have a pin as unblockable with 30 damage, and you have dodge recovery cancelled. This is very helpful in team fights. And big forward movement. And feats that deals decent amount of damage. But you have to keep it in mind. Level 2 and level 4 will land. Okay? We don't have to argue about that, but it's 40 damage and plus a knockdown. So, and now we have to think. Does it compete with other level 4s like, I don't know, Champion Aura, Starboard Banner, Fury, no, not Fury Flash, but just Fire Flash or Spearstorm? I don't follow. I think it's on the. You can use it. It's kind of viable, but not as powerful than other level 4s. That's why I want to see what alternatives she has or what other options she has on level 4. Level 1 you can use it on chains, that might be helpful, like to initiate a duel, for example, or in a gank. Hey, you reduce the damage, huh? You reduce his armor, so it makes him easier to gank. Also easier to do a duel, and the cooldown doesn't look too bad. So you can basically throw it every time when you have it available. Since, hey, 3 kills. Gankers, yeah, ganking abilities, we don't have to talk about that. She's a good unblockable. Like, if she lands that, you have a pin animation. Like Centurion, and that gives your ganking partner a big heavy. What else? Duelist, like I said, I mean, it's basically a Kyoshin. Or how do you call it? Kyoshin, Blackbriar, and so on. So she will do fine. Better than most, better than other heroes like Nobushi or Lawbringer. What else? What else? But the only thing I missed, like, but I don't think she's going to be overpowered, to be honest. She has no big momentum, like Raider. If Raider keeps chaining, he can keep on going. He can keep on going. He can keep on going until he's out of stamina. And otherwise, I think she has only hyper armor on the heavy finisher, but that's actually it. Yeah. Yeah, I think she's based around like a throw an attack here, poke here, dodge away, and repeat basically. But the thing is, she has no bash out of neutral. She's always forced to chain basically. But we have to check the hitbox. Like, maybe you can do an unlock dodge attack, if you know what I mean. Like, in the team fight, basically. Like, you throw the dodge attack actually on the guy behind your target, and then you switch back and maybe try a bash, but who knows? That's the thing we have to find out. But overall, I think she will be fine. She will do well in many situations. So, what else? No soft feints. I'm sad. I mean, GB soft feint. Yeah, okay, I get it. It's technically a soft feint, but you know what I mean. So, no soft feint. Yeah, I really want to see the other feats of her. To swap out level 2 and 4 maybe. The problem is, what I see, she has not much sustain. But who knows? Her tracking is crazy. I mean, yeah, forward movement, you know? And undodgeable light finisher. So, I guess that's basically it. She will do fine in many situations. But I hope she's not like Kyoshin. Kyoshin has actually animation, swinging animation. So you think he has great hitbox, but that's not the case. So that's the thing we have to find out next week. And of course, the dodge heavy. What was the thing about it? It's just 10 damage, dodge heavy. But of course, you can chain into that unblockable thingy. Or bash thingy. Whatsoever. Alright. Guys. I guess that's it. For you guys who just joined, I will upload this on YouTube, of course, with the, how do you call it, timestamps to make it easier to skip the the uninteresting part, but who knows. How does the drop works? I saw that it gives free XP and stuff if you watch streamer. That's in the next week. I will stream next week definitely, and I will explain it there. Sprichst du auch Deutsch? Yep. But now I have to go. Guys, thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow. No, I am lying. I forgot. I got my third vaccination shot. Maybe I'm maybe I'm not able to stream tomorrow, but I will stream when I can. Okay. So guys, I'm out.